Right over here is my Facebook Live studio. Now I feel all nervous, I have to get it right, hold on. So when I was first starting, I would put out a call for questions and nobody would ask questions. And so instead of feeling intimidated, I decided to think of questions that I think people would want to ask me, but they weren't yet. So I would just sit down and I would put myself in the shoes of my customer and say, what does he want to know? What does she want to know? So I would create my own questions and then bring them out during my Facebook Lives. So this empowered me in two big ways. Number one, by me proffering questions during the live, it gave people permission in the future to start asking questions. And number two, it gave me no excuses. Like I could come up with an excuse, well, I didn't get any questions, I'm not gonna go live on Facebook. Or I could say, I'm gonna give myself questions so that I can still show up on Facebook. Okay, so I'm a little bit nervous showing my screen because it's a messy desktop, but it's been a crazy week and I clean it up once a week. And today is not my day. So what you see me now is opening Wirecast, and I have a template that I use that I have saved for things of this nature, like a Facebook Live, and I'm gonna show you why I use this template. So what you're seeing now is the camera appears, and I have saved individual slides of me talking to camera. Now, when I'm in this particular situation, what you will see me do is I will have my slides already prepped. The day before I go live on Facebook, I will go and I will write a post. So what you see here is me asking for questions. This is how I get my content. So what I will do is I will scroll down and I will start looking at the content and questions that people have asked. So as we kind of search through here, we're gonna bring up those questions. And the way that I select questions for my Facebook Lives is I go to the questions that have been upvoted the most. That's indicated here. 4 people wanna hear this question, 3 people wanna hear this question, and so what I'll do is I will have copied and I'll do a screen grab. So for instance, I'll bring up my selection tool and I'm pressing Command-Shift-4 and I'll go through and I'll create a screen grab. And what you hear it is like, cool, now I have the screen grab ready to go. Now, once I have the questions that I want prepared for my Facebook Live, what I will then do is I will go through and I'll think about how I want to answer them, and then I'll bring up Photoshop. Now, you can bring up Photoshop, you can bring up Canva, you can even use this on your phone. I have used it on my phone from an app called WordSwag. I will make slides to go on the inside of my Facebook Live. So basically, long story short, is I create my own designs to help navigate the conversation and keep it visually interesting. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's have a little bit of fun. What I am going to do is I'm going to make sure that people are represented in their questions that they ask. So I did a screen grab, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the question into Wirecast. Now you could use Wirecast, or you could use Zoom, or you can use any other third party. The choice is gonna be yours, but let's dive in right now. So what you see here is a screen grab of what was on my Facebook page, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it in and I'm going to leave it here. Now, what she had asked was a particular question. Now I can come over here and I could simply change the size on the inside of the app. And then when I want to make sure and switch the screen, so what you see on the right side of the screen is what is seen live, and what you see on the left side of the screen is what is gonna come next. And all I have to do is press this arrow, and then that is what people see online. I will then click on my photo, and then I'll come back and be on the screen. So what I want to make sure and do is I want to keep it visually interesting. So I will have used my templates and I could simply drop it in where I want it to go. And there it exists right here. And then when I wanted to show it on screen, I would press this arrow, move it over here, I would come back and I would talk exactly like how I am right now. So after I am done with my Facebook Live, I want to make sure and I do 2 things. I choose a better screen grab, like what's going to be the picture that people see in the video, because oftentimes Facebook will choose a placeholder photo and I'm like this. So I want to make sure and pick one that makes my face not look so weird. And I also want to add a timestamp. A timestamp isn't necessary, but I have found that when people are able to find this answer to their specific question, they're more likely to watch the video. So what I will do is I will watch my video when it's done, and then we add a timestamp. What is a timestamp? Basically a glossary. So now what you'll find on this screen is at minute 3:20, finding the right hashtags. At minute 7:42, Instagram removing the like feature. 11:45, what to do when you don't have new content. So that was a look inside of my Facebook Live setup, and I get it. Is it a little bit more extensive than most people would pursue? Totally, but it took me years to get to this point. If you're just starting out, you can try, sure, you could try Wirecast, or you could try Zoom, or Ecamm, or Be Live. There's a lot of options. I just happened to choose one that was best for what I needed then. Second piece of advice is make sure that you have questions prepared as you go live. You can get them from people who have questions, and if they ain't asking questions yet, it's all good. Make up the questions that you think your customer wants to see. And number 3, consistency is queen. The more you show up and develop a pattern of what people can expect, the more they trust you, the more they want to engage with you, and the more they ask questions and keep this machine going. Good luck, keep me posted, tag me in your Facebook Lives. I want to give you a shout out, and if you are ready to commit to Facebook Lives, leave a comment so that I can root you on along the way.